Oh my gosh. Well, I just want to say, first off, Joe Keery, aka Joe, that's so clever, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
I, like many people, had no idea that the singer and writer of my favorite song of last year, and probably still now, was the guy from Stranger Things and Fargo.
Oh,
Like,
thanks.
what? Like, I mean, I know that was probably intentional on your part.
I thought I was being pretty clever when I came up with that name, but it is a little confusing. But once you know, it's kind of, once you know, it makes sense.
Well, the TikToks, that's how I found out. I was like, first off, the song, which was from the 2022 album, like really kind of struck me. I was going through like a transformational period, and like there's something about the song that just like gave me all the feels. And then they were like, TikToks. Oh my gosh, it's Steve from Stranger Things. Like, did everybody have that reaction?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, mostly. Yeah, unless, before that song had a little moment on TikTok, there was definitely like a core group of people who knew about the music and kind of were fans of it, but it definitely exposed a lot of new people to it. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah, it was very crazy.
And I'm thinking about like all the artists out there that are, I guess you would call them multi-hyphenates. Like you're a multi-hyphenate, but they kind of go about it a little bit differently. Like you have Lady Gaga, who is just Lady Gaga. You have separated, it seems very intentionally, your acting persona from your music one. And I want to know why you went with this approach.
The reason I did it initially was just to so that when people listened to the music, they wouldn't necessarily see my name and connect it initially with, basically Stranger Things, and so they could listen to it with an open mind and decide whether they like it or not based on just listening to the music.
Oh, we love it.
Oh,
Was that why you did the wig and the glasses?
Yeah.
It's such a funny disguise, but it worked.
It worked. Kind of, shockingly, it did work. Yeah.
Did you actually bring that wig to Jimmy Fallon, or was that a replica wig?
Oh no, that was one of the wigs.
It was a sweaty wig.
Oh, that was a sweaty wig.
And I'm a little bit jealous because I mean he had a copy of the new album,
Yeah.
The Crux, and the vinyl. The people that are lucky enough to have the vinyl, like I know there are a lot of collectors of vinyl in the room right now. The artwork is so cool.
Oh, thank you.
Can you explain, first off, the hanging out the window?
Yeah.
Did you actually do a little
I
stunt work?
did that. Yeah. Yeah. We shot it in. It's like a backlot of It's the Paramount backlot where it looks like New York City, but you're in LA. And yeah, we strung me up like a piñata out the window.
So you had a little harness?
Oh, I had a harness on. It was very uncomfortable. But it
And
was
it's so
not my
cool
first
because-
harness.
Well, I
Yeah.
figured because
Yeah.
of Stranger Things,
Yeah.
but the backside actually shows the full picture, what's going on.
Yeah.
Was that your concept?
Yeah, me and my good pal Jake Hirschland worked with Neil Krug, who's done some amazing work with Tame Impala and Lana Del Rey. Most recently, the band Inhaler. The three of us worked together on the concept, and it just felt like it kind of wanted to do something that was really maximalist and paid homage to album covers from the past that, just kind of went full out.
Are there Easter eggs in there?
Many?
Okay, because
Yeah.
I mean, I saw like,
Many.
on Instagram you posted about the newest single, Delete Ya,
Yeah.
and there's a pea pod. I'm like, that's got to mean something. Like the
Yeah.
person that's about definitely knows, right?
I don't know.
Oh, okay. Well, let's talk about some of the music on The Crux.
Okay.
How is it different from your previous albums? What can we expect?
Well, the process of doing the album was different. Rather than being recorded at home on like my computer and my little tiny interface, it was done at Electric Lady here in New York, which is an amazing studio with a lot of history and crazy lineage of people who have worked there. And part of the reason that we kind of did it is actually when we were recording End to Beginning, that was a song that was started in the studio and started and finished in the studio. And when I got kind of like a taste of that, it made me really interested to kind of keep going down that road. And I get closer to how they used to do it, which is just, use the recording studio for what it is. I was trying to be so economical before and basically just only do the things I had to do. So this time we had a little extra money and like it just felt like, let's do this. Let's go full out. I might not ever be able to get a chance to make another record this way. So
I mean, that's an iconic studio too.
Yeah.
Like just think of like the big names that have passed through those hallways.
It's hard to even it's funny because it becomes kind of like your room after a certain point that you've worked there so much, because I'm not seeing anyone else there. It's just me,
Right.
When I go, I'm the only one who's there. So it's kind of lost on you until you see like a picture of, D'Angelo doing voodoo in the same room, or you see Taylor Swift or Prince or David Bowie.
No big deal.
It's crazy.
So you obviously spent a lot of time in New York while you were recording the album.
Yeah.
Do you call New York home now, or are you mostly
Yeah.
LA based?
Yeah, no, a part of the process, I think, also of this record, I moved to New York in 2023.
Oh.
So that was like a element of the record too.
That's so amazing. So let's talk about an interview you did about almost a year ago. You said it was a bucket list item to go on a tour.
Yeah.
And now it's freaking happening.
I know.
Okay.
I know. Yeah.
Can you believe it?
I'm pumped. I mean, not only are we doing this tour, but I get to share it with my friends, and Post Animal is also going to be on tour with us.
And you started with them, right?
Yeah.
Making music.
And just like those are my best buds, ever. So we're going to be doing this adventure together. So I'm extremely excited.
Well, that brings you back here, Brooklyn Steel, May 5th, 6th, and 7th.
No.
I know, that's so
crazy.
soon.
Yeah,
and the
it's
album
crazy.
comes out on April 4th.
It does.
So all these things, how do
Yeah.
you juggle it with the final season of Stranger Things and all the acting stuff? Like, you must be pulled in every which direction.
I feel like all this music stuff has always been something that I've just been really interested in. So when I've had breaks and downtime from the show, it's just felt really natural and just kind of, it's been no pressure really. I just want to do it. So yeah, it's like a labor of love.
Well, it's been amazing to have you here in the studio.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. The Crux, pick it up April 4th. Go see him in Brooklyn, and maybe we'll see him on the streets too, because I had no idea you were our neighbor, so that's amazing. Yeah. Joe Keery, Joe in the studio.